कैसे जितेंद्र? ये लड़का नया है, बेचारा परेशान हो रहा है। Is the voice on? Welcome to KD Campus Defense Brigade SSB Preparation Classes। और पिछले वीडियो में हमने डिस्कशन किया था प्रिपरेशन टेक्निक्स का, लाइव यूट्यूब क्लासेस जो आप देख रहे हैं KD डिफेंस ब्रिगेड में। तो वी हैव डिस्कस्ड विथ यू द प्रिपरेशन टेक्निक्स, जो लॉन्ग टर्म स्लो पेस ट्रेनिंग हम करते हैं इस कैंपस में। यहाँ जो हम SSB की एक नई थीम के साथ आपको हम SSB का फुल प्रिपरेशन दे रहे हैं, और हिंदी और इंग्लिश मीडियम को समझते हुए हम इस काम को कर रहे हैं। तो आपने पिछले वीडियोस में देखा होगा प्रिपरेशन टेक्निक्स, लॉन्ग टर्म स्लो पेस ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम, एंड आपने ये भी देखा होगा कि जो डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स हैं जैसे कि टैट है या साइकोलॉजी ऑफ जो बैकग्राउंड है साइकोलॉजी की SSB की जो है, किस तरह से स्टूडेंट को साइकोलॉजिकल टेस्ट को डील करना चाहिए, ये हमने आपको वैट में बताया है, पिछले वीडियोस में बताया है। एंड आज हम एक नया टेक्निक लेके आए हैं, और आज का जो टॉपिक है वो बेसिकली GTO से रिलेटेड है। पिछली बार हमने साइकोलॉजी की बात की थी, नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट GTO। नाउ GTO की जब बात कर रहे हैं हम, तो इसमें हमें वो चीज़ें देखनी है जो GTO ट्रेनिंग के दौरान होती है, एंड वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू सम एनालिटिकल व्यू ऑफ GTO ट्रेनिंग। उसमें हम सिर्फ आज पहला जो टॉपिक है ग्रुप डिस्कशन का, उसको हम कोऑर्डिनेट करेंगे और उसके ऊपर हम ध्यान देंगे। तो जब हम ग्रुप डिस्कशन की बात करते हैं तो स्क्रीन पूरा इस पर आ नहीं रहा है, देखिए। जब हम ग्रुप डिस्कशन की बात करते हैं तो साथ में हम आपको KD डिफेंस ब्रिगेड में गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम जो हम दे रहे हैं आपको लगातार, इसमें हम सारे टॉपिक्स को एक एक करके डिस्कस कर रहे हैं। तो जब हम आज ग्रुप डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं तो इसमें हमें कुछ बातें आपको जो ध्यान रखनी है कि ग्रुप डिस्कशन होता क्या है आप सब जानते हैं, यू ऑल नो probably. If you don't know, I am going to touch upon that also. That is my frame of talking today in next few minutes. So group discussion, general overview I will give you, but mostly I am going to cover about the factors which happens during group discussion, your behavior, conduct, and what is the mindset. किस तरह की mindset के साथ आपको group discussion में participate करना चाहिए, कैसे करना चाहिए. That is the main purpose of group discussion. So watch this KD Defense Brigade SSB Guidance Program by Captain 𝐮𝐻𝐿, Indian Navy retired. That is me, who is going to give you own views and insights into the various analytical aspects of these exercises, which is called SSB interview 5 days tour. So right, so all set for that group discussion. Fear of GTO is always there in mind of everyone, that GTO has many tasks, and GTO's tasks are very defined. It is a 5 days process. During the 4 days long SSB interview, the group discussion will be conducted as part of the group test. Okay, group testing officer GTO has 9 exercises in total, and the topics for GD are generally general topic and social topic. So I am coming to that. Before that, we will say The SSB third and fourth day is GTO's day, as you know, and these are 9 tasks, as I have written here. 9 tasks are conducted during that day. What are these 9 tasks? Just to remind you: group discussion, then group planning exercise, then progressive group task, group obstacle race, is also called snake race. Then we have the half group task, lecturate, command task, individual obstacle, and then the final group task, that is the 9th one, final group task. So these 9 exercises are conducted in a third or fourth day, or these are field exercises. Out of them, some are conducted in the field, some may be in the classroom environment. So that depends upon weather, situation, number of people, GTOs, availability, etc., number of students, etc., etc. So what is the conduct and procedure? Briefly, I will touch upon the conduct and procedures of group discussion. Many of them may be aware of this, and you may have some questions on this. Feel free to interact with me at end of the class. You will be given those answers, responses, whatever I can give my best. But just go through the conduct and procedures of the group discussions which take place in the SSB. Now, group discussions, group tasks are conducted under the supervision of GTO. Like GTO is the person who conducts the 9 exercises. The first exercise is group discussion, and then the candidates have to undergo in an informal friendly discussion based on the topics which are given by GTO. Now there are 2 topics. You will be told to sit in a semicircular or circular formation. GTO will not be part of your discussions, but he will firstly divide the topic into GD into 2 parts, number 1 GD and number 2 GD. It's all written here. You can read it yourself. The first round GTO provides 2 SSB GD topics, out of which one of the topic is to be selected by the group. So you are expected to select the topic and decide among you which topic you want to speak during the GD. So this should not take much time. As you know, it should be quickly getting consented, and each other should approve some topic which should be told to GTO. And anonymous consent is required. Selecting the topic, group have to select one topic among the 2 on which each candidate will give his or her agreement or views. Quick selection of choice is important. Once the topic is selected, GTO will repeat the topic loudly, and he will speak the topic again so that you are all onto the track of the topic, and thereafter he will stand away from the group and you will carry out a healthy group discussion. And the group discussion will start and continue for approximately maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Maybe he can cut it down depending upon number of people, how is the group formed, etc. And GTO will hold the discussion, came to a conclusion or not, by saying, "Well done, gentlemen, it was a nice discussion," something like that. He will tell you, and you will be able to complete the first round. Immediately after that, the second round will start. No sitting arrangement is altered during this. You will be sitting as it is. There are no options in this. He will decide the topic. It is of social nature. He will decide the topic, and he is going to speak about this again in a loud voice, and again the group will discuss the SSB GD topic for 15 minutes, and as stated earlier, no conclusion is required again on this GDOs. Now this is the conduct. 10 of you, healthy discussions on the topic and salient points that you have to do. Now we want to do some, today's day for group discussion, I am here to carry out some insight and background analysis of the group discussion and bring out certain points which will give you some different angle of understanding the group discussion. So my first question to you is, as I said, that how many group discussions are there in the SSB? First of all, I'm coming to the point where I want to tell you that group discussion is a different, I'm going to give you a different view of the group discussion and let you know certain point which a student or a candidate or a military aspirant does not keep in mind before tackling the group discussion. So content, participation, communication, etc. I will discuss, and they may be already there in you. You need not to worry about it. Some of them are good. You are better on that. But how many, my question to you is, how many group discussions is there? 2, 3 or 4? So answer to this is, there are 4 group discussions which take place in SSB 5 days tour. The first one at the PPDT, the second one at the GD. There are 2 topics, so 1 and 2, 3, and the 4th one is during the GPE, group planning exercises. So remember, there are 4 GDs that you have to tackle, not 1. And remember, they are judging you in all these 4 GDs. There is a quality of or consistency of quality that is required during these GDs. We can think about PPDT GD standalone, or maybe 1 GD, 2 GD standalone. But if you look at a trend and you look at the changes and variations that may happen during this, then you will realize what actually I am trying to say. क्या बताने जा रहा हूं मैं और क्यों बताने जा रहा हूं. पहले आप याद रखें कि 4 GD होती हैं SSB में, और इस 4 GD का क्या मतलब बनता है. तो वेरिएशंस ड्यूरिंग GD, ये वेरिएशंस क्या है? क्या सारी GD में हमें एक तरह से व्यवहार करना चाहिए? Do we need to change ourselves? Do we need to keep our mindset different, or profile and our behavior, participation, way of conduct little different? So variations during GD, ये मेरा एक टॉपिक है जो आपको समझने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए और शायद इससे आपको फायदा होगा. तो डिफरेंस बिटवीन वेरियस GDs कंडक्टेड ड्यूरिंग SSB, और ये क्या है, डिफरेंस क्या है? देखिए, unlike the group discussions on the first day of screening test, यहाँ जो ग्रुप डिस्कशन GD 1 राउंड में होता है, पहला एक्सरसाइज होता है, इसमें कोई हमारे लिए कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि हम कंक्लूजन निकालें. जबकि हमारी, अगर आप बात करें, अगर PPDT की बात करें, तो वहां हमें कुछ बैकग्राउंड मिलती है नरेशंस की, और हम 10 लोगों को सुनते हैं, एंड उसके बाद हम रेडी करते हैं अपनी आर्गुमेंट्स, और फिर हम आर्गुमेंट्स रीजनिंग करके हम उसको एक कंक्लूजन देके एक दिशा देते हैं, डायरेक्शंस देते हैं, एंड देन वी also nominate a leader. So that is a different angle of PPDT GD. So in the PPDT GD, you are expected to flow in a manner which is going to conclude the topic. Whereas in the GD main 1 and 2, there is no conclusion necessity for you. So you can keep hanging with your points, and that is why it is slightly different. This is all written here in this. You can read it accordingly. So GTO is interested in your participation. He is not interested in your conclusion. Whatever you participate, whichever way you participate, whatever content you bring into that 10-15 minutes during the 2 rounds of GD, that is being noticed by GTO. Okay, because in the PPDT GTO, in the PPDT GD, GTO, psychologist and the IO, all 3 have a different approach to assess you, and they are looking for certain different part. Again, there are many aspects of it which I am going to teach you in the group discussion classes about purpose of GD, etc. What is the main purpose, why it is conducted during the as a first exercise, what is the meaning of first exercise, what is the meaning of last exercise. There are many questions which may have to be pondered upon. They are linked. They need they have some thermodynamics. These are my pet subjects to teach when I will be elaborating upon the group discussion, and how you should be able to become a smart speaker, smart participator, and a smart investor into the GD in various kinds of GD, whether it is PPDT, whether it is GD main or it is GPE GD. So friends, if you are understanding this part of exercise which I am trying to tell you about is that the GD, GTO's requirement is different, and here I want to bring out a point to you. You may be getting taught GD from many sources, many places. People must be telling you maybe many kinds of teachers that you have, the Google that you are getting, your friends, very many resources that you have for learning all this. Many of you participate with friends, and then there are civil services group discussion requirements, interviews requirements, there are corporate world group discussion requirements. Remember, there is a small difference between them. I can elaborate them, but today's topic I will confine to myself. When we discuss these things into our classes in detail in group discussion, I generally explain all these parts, but in short I will tell you, since there is one GD in the civil service interview or corporate world selection process or elimination process, all of you probably also know, and I want to remind you that GD is normally a eliminating process of large number of students in any corporate world or any interview, where large number of people are gathered and their viewpoints and their skills are checked during a open exercise like GD, and in which the selectors are able to screen out certain kind of people who are required for that aptitude of job for which they have come. So this is the basic requirement, and since there is one GD and there is all out effort to give your best into that, the students, parents, candidates are likely to do some faults, and they go all out. Sometimes they go overboard and to display their qualities, and sometimes they do mistakes. But since you have, yes, PPDT I can understand, but in PPDT also one has to be controlled. I will talk about controlled maneuvers. So remember, if you are a short student and doing very well and you are generally confident, in PPDT also you are not going to give all your energy and become dominant and overflow into the topic or into the environment, into the situation wherein you are noticed as a hard hitting or a very person who is suppressing the others. So that can cause problem. Holding horses during PPDT GD also is a good technique and a smart maneuver for a long term winning situation, which is what I feel about, and it has to be dealt with little critically, with little thought process and more understanding. I may not be able to convey everything in one go, but this is what I want to say, that this is different. So many of the people, many mentors, many of the seniors, your friends may tell you something to go all out for the GD, keeping in mind the civil services environment, the corporate world environment. The GD techniques are slightly different, and the performance, conduct, behavior, participation, efforts, and the overall bearing mindset that you carry during the GD in SSB is different, and it needs to be properly understood by you before you make an effort to become a smart person in the GD. So having said that, coming to a point about debate versus discussions. Remember, GD is otherwise not a debate. All of you in the school colleges have been participating in debates, and mostly you do either in for or in against. So in for or against, you speak on the topic and you justify your points in favor of the topic or against the topic, and this is called debate. Debate is a different matter. In the TV panels also you hear many times using the wrong word called we are having a debate. Debate is a little different matter, and discussions means you have an advantage. And what is the advantage? Is that you can speak in for or in against, in favor of the topic, weighing the topic pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages, and bringing out facts which could be a healthy output of the discussion. That is the gist and that is the purpose behind the group discussion. I have not covered the purposes of main GD, PPDT GD, GP GD, what is the background of it, what are the inputs available during various type of GDs, how do you gather those inputs, how do you take advantage of the GD environment and situation before commencement of GD in PPDT or in the main GD, or what do you observe and what you must observe during these exercises so that you can understand them properly. So friends, those who are watching this video, they can keep their questions also ready. If you have friends to know about GD and if you have some difficulty in GD and understanding the mindset behind GD, please call them to view this, or you can even view this later and keep your questions ready to interact. You can write your questions on chat in the chat box. We will answer it. Whatever I am telling you here is basically this is how we here, the team and I conduct the SSB training in an analytical manner with a long-term slow pace and a time availability factor with the student versus the kind of efforts that he can put in or she can put in, and a perspective in which the whole conditioning of mindset is changed. You become original person with higher standards and achieve that standard before leaving this institute, and then you can go to the SSB, or for that matter GD is a topic which is for the civil services also, even if in the corporate world also. So investment into GD understanding is a good idea, and it is very, very helpful, and it is really a good treasure for any candidate in life. So remember, there is a slight difference. Don't take discussions as a debate. In short, I would like to keep this point conveyed to you. Next point is about purpose of GT as GTO task. I have already covered this point in the beginning. Purpose of PPDT GD is different, purpose of this GD is different, and purpose of GP is different. There are various aspects of it. It's a settling exercise. Just to cut short and tell you, it is a settling exercise. So hold your horses, and whatever tips you have about GD, I am not going to give you tips about GD, but some fault analysis, analytical views and opinions I am here to convey to you and share my views onto that. So whatever you have learnt about GD, whatever you have the strength and practice that you have done about the GD, just put a point into it. It is not end of your life. It is not end of your interview. It is not end of your assessment. It is starting of your assessment, beginning of your assessment. So control yourself. This is the overlying statement that I want to give. Control yourself in GD1. That means don't get frustrated and don't be in a hurry or show your eagerness so much that you actually give wrong impression to GTO. So this part is to be kept in mind. Quality which is assessed, I want to generally, if I ask all of you, you will say, sir, the quality which is assessed, OLQ, officer like quality, obviously the communication, good smart speaker, he should be able to convey everything very well, and he should be able to talk well, dominate well, he should be able to be loud enough to be heard. All this smart speakers point which you have learned during the communication skills. But I'll tell you priority of demand. What is the demand of GD? This I am not covering many other points, but short points which I thought that may help you. And when you are with us during the GD classes, obviously we are going to have live practice with these background lectures, theory notes, and then understanding the GD first, ready with that, then only we go for exercises. We do not conduct the exercises directly, unlike 12 days of SSB crash courses where these generally students are given 1 or 2 GD practice, because there is not enough time during that crash courses. So since we have a long term course curriculum in our institute. Here we are giving you the green room inputs before you come to this stage. So green room inputs are here today for you, and they are our treasures actually, that gives insight into the situations. So in that one point comes is the communication or communicating well is the top priority of good group discussion, or is the planning and organizing your thoughts is the more appropriate priority for the group discussion? Choice is yours to understand that which one you should keep at the top, whether the planning and organizing with the content resourcefulness, organizing them well, and then giving them to the audience, to the group, or give your contents straight away and fall into trap of unplanned, not properly organized communication. I think my point is very clear. I think you should be able to understand what I am trying to say, that be careful about this priority, and then you will have a pause, you will have composition, you will have maturity, your confidence, and you will deliver in a organized manner. Deliver, communicate, but in a organized manner. There are some more points to it. We will cover up as we develop these topics more into future. Now, structuring of thoughts is important. Some points I will talk about, that your smart conduct during the GD. I am covering some points about this. Now, this talking about structuring of thoughts. You suppose, I've got to give you some 10 points also about it. Suppose you have content available and there are enough material in your mind about GD, the knowledge of the topic. You are well versed with the topic. So you have studied well, you have made a good effort, and that's why you are very, very clear about your contents. So you have to structure it. If you are first speaker, you initiate the talks, then unstructured thoughts may make you go down into the eyes of GTO, because you were the first speaker, and therefore you have to be little careful. So the first requirement is, do not jump into the well without thought process. Organize yourself and then get into this. Then again, delaying participation also could be a dangerous thing, and it could be, as I said earlier in this slide, GTO is looking for your participation. This is the first exercise. He wants to know you, and it is a settling exercise. As I said, more details about the purpose we will discuss. In short, I am saying that participation is equally important, and in fact the participation should come on top, because your first aim should be to somewhere put your points, than to be idle and not speaking anything during the whole 10-15 minutes of process of group discussion. If you don't participate, you cannot be judged by anyone, cannot be assessed by anyone. They can't make an impression about you, whether plus or minus. So as such, if you don't speak, it will be 0. So when there is a 0 participation, there is a 0 marks. How will the GTO look at you in the next exercise? With what threshold, with what datum वो कैसे आगे जाएगा, कहां से शुरुआत करेगा आपके स्टैंडर्ड्स की. तो रिमेंबर, आपको अपनी स्टैंडर्ड सेट करनी है इसमें, इसलिए पार्टिसिपेशन जरूरी. व्हेन यू आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ द टॉपिक, अभी तो आपको टॉपिक याद था तो आपने बोल दिया, पार्टिसिपेट कर दिया. स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में मैंने बताया कि हो सकता है आपका स्ट्रक्चर ठीक नहीं था, लेकिन आपने पार्टिसिपेट कर दिया. अब एक बात आती है कि मुझे टॉपिक नहीं मालूम. जब टॉपिक नहीं मालूम है तो क्या टेक्निक लगाना चाहिए, ये एक जनरल क्वेश्चंस मुझे सभी पूछते हैं. सर, कई बार मुझे टॉपिक ही नहीं पता थी और आई वाज नॉट वेरी क्लियर अबाउट द कंटेंट तो क्या करें? तो ऐसे में आपको ये ब्लेम, ये जब ये दोनों रिलेटेड है, आप उसमें क्या करते हो, जब आपके पास कंटेंट नहीं होता तो आप आके घर पे बोलते हो या एग्जामिनेशन के बाद कहते हो कि सर कम्युनिकेशन नहीं हो पाया क्योंकि मैं बोल ही नहीं पाता हूं, और ये नहीं कहते कि सर कंटेंट नहीं था। तो अगर कंटेंट नहीं था तो उसका तरीका है, लेकिन ये ब्लेम मत करना है कि हमें बोलने का मौका नहीं मिला, हमारे पास कम्युनिकेशन प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि मैं आगे बात करने वाला हूं रिमूविंग द लैंग्वेज बैरियर ऑल्सो। तो हिंदी इंग्लिश की भी बात हो रही है। तो पहले आप ये बताओ कि आपको कम्युनिकेशन आती है। अगर कम्युनिकेशन आती है तो कोई ब्लेम, अब आपको किसको ब्लेम करना है? कंटेंट को ब्लेम करना पड़ेगा। दैट मीन्स आपने पढ़ाई नहीं की है। ये दोनों रिलेटेड टर्म है, तो आप ध्यान से सुनो। 3 चीजें मैंने पहले भी कहा था, आज रिपीट करता हूं। पहले तो आप देखो, कंटेंट सुनो कि क्या बोला जीटीओ ने, ये सब्जेक्ट है, तो लिसनिंग टू जीटीओ, सब्जेक्ट को अच्छी तरह से समझना, क्या टॉपिक है, किस डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है टॉपिक, क्या क्या वर्ड्स टॉपिक में यूज किए गए हैं। ओपन एंडेड टॉपिक नहीं रखना है, कन्फाइंड रखना है, तो उसकी भी बात कर रहा हूं मैं अगले स्लाइड में आपको। तो आपको टॉपिक्स ध्यान से सुनना है। आफ्टर लिसनिंग टू द टॉपिक, नाउ यू हैव टू कोऑर्डिनेट विद द ब्रेन कंटेंट। If you listen to my previous videos in KD Defense Brigade YouTube live videos in last 3-4 weeks, you will get these points. I'm repeating that you have to make a coordination with the brain and then you have to speak. Unstructured communication हो जाएगा अगर कोऑर्डिनेशन नहीं करेंगे। तो पिछले बार मैं स्मार्ट स्पीकर की बात आपको मैंने दूसरे वीडियो में किया हुआ है 2 हफ्ते पहले, उसमें आपको मैंने ये पॉइंट्स बताए हैं कि ये दोनों में क्या रिलेशन है, कंटेंट में और थॉट्स में। यहां से सुनना, यहां से समझना और फिर यहां से बोलना, यहां से यहां नहीं करना है, या यहां से डायरेक्टली बिना सुने ही नहीं बोलना है। तो ये प्रॉब्लम आती है और आप ब्लेम करते हो कम्युनिकेशन एरर को। तो पहले क्या है इन 3 स्लाइड्स का पार्टिसिपेशन तो आपको करना है, तभी करेंगे जब आपको कंटेंट होगा। कंटेंट होगा तो आप स्ट्रक्चर करेंगे, स्ट्रक्चर करेंगे तो आप ये ब्लेम नहीं करेंगे, और ये ब्लेम नहीं करेंगे तो आप अपनी लैंग्वेज बैरियर को इजीली रिमूव कर सकते हैं। तो आपकी लैंग्वेज बैरियर नहीं रहेगी, हिंदी में भी आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। आपके लिए गुड न्यूज है। कभी कभी इंग्लिश की प्रॉब्लम आती है। सम स्टूडेंट्स, आज के मैंने आपको देखिए थंबनेल में भी हमने बताया था, कल ही बताया था, परसों ही बताया था आपको कि हिंदी के स्टूडेंट जो वहां पे जीडी देख रहे हैं, मैं उनके लिए भी हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूं और हिंदी में ही समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, फ्यूचर ऑफिसर्स, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि लैंग्वेज की कोई भाषा नहीं होती। देयर इज नो लैंग्वेज ऑफ द मेमोरी सेल्स। बायोलॉजिकली मेमोरी सेल्स पूरी वर्ल्ड में सभी इंसानों के सेम होते हैं। तो इसको ब्लेम करना सही नहीं है कि हमारे पास ये नहीं होता। ऐसी नहीं है कि हम इनके लिए परेशान हो या हम इन बैरियर्स को रिमूव नहीं कर सकते। इनको हम इजीली रिमूव कर सकते हैं। और ये कैसे कर सकते हैं? क्योंकि हम पहले खूब पढ़ें और हिंदी में अपनी मदर टंग में सोचें, सोच डेवलप करें। पढ़ना और सोचना, पठन पाठन चिंतन मनन, ये भी आपको पिछले वीडियोस में मैंने बताया है, उसको मैं रिमाइंड कर रहा हूं कि ये सब रिलेटेड टॉपिक है। ये हमारी एसएसबी का बैकग्राउंड है। पूरी क्लासेस जो मैं लाइव आपके पास अभी ले रहा हूं पिछले कुछ दिनों से, ये सिर्फ मैं एसएसबी नहीं पढ़ा रहा, मैं आपको एसएसबी के पीछे की घटनाएं, उसके पीछे का प्रकरण, जो ग्रीन रूम की बातें हैं, कर्टन के पीछे जो सारी प्रिपरेशन होनी चाहिए, एक करेक्ट स्टेप वाइज, करेक्ट स्ट्रीमलाइंड वे में, ऐसे नहीं एडहॉक नहीं, इधर से उधर से सुन के पढ़ के नहीं, समझ के करना है। तो सारे एक्सरसाइजेस इसी तरह से मैं बता रहा हूं और उसी तरह से 4 चीजों का आप ध्यान रखेंगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि इसका क्या मतलब है और इसकी क्या जरूरत है। अगर आप ये ठीक से करेंगे तो फिर आपको प्रॉब्लम नहीं होने वाली। अब नेक्स्ट पॉइंट आता है हमारा कि हाउ मच टू स्पीक। ये भी देखो 4 पॉइंट्स हैं, व्हेन टू स्पीक, और कभी कभी पीछे भी हट जाता। ये 3 पॉइंट मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूं। उतना ही देखिए, जीडी पीपीडीटी में भी है, जीडी में भी है और जीपी में भी है। तो पीपीडीटी अगर हो गया है और आप आ गए स्टेज 2 में, तो अब तो आप कंट्रोल्ड हो सकते हैं और भी कंट्रोल करना होगा। तो आप बोलिए, पर इतना मत बोलिए कि ओवर पावरिंग हो जाए। अगर कंटेंट नहीं है तो ऑर्गेनाइज करिए और ऑर्गेनाइज करके पार्टिसिपेट करिए, और अगर कंटेंट है तो इनिशिएट करिए। एंड व्हेन टू स्पीक, अगर है कंटेंट तो स्पीक एज अ फर्स्ट स्पीकर, और नहीं है तो सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, आफ्टर स्ट्रक्चरिंग इट, स्ट्रक्चरिंग के साथ। तो 10 C जब मैं बताऊंगा उसमें ये फिर से मैं रिपीट करके आपको समझा दूंगा। कभी कभी आपको आर्गुमेंट हो गई, आपका पॉइंट सही नहीं हुआ, बुरा नहीं लगना है, टैक्टिकली विड्रॉ करना है। कभी कभी जीतने के लिए 2 कदम पीछे भी हटना होता है। तो ये आप माइंडसेट लेके जाओ। ग्रुप डायनेमिक्स की बातें हो रही है, तो ग्रुप डायनेमिक्स में आपको कितना बोलना है, कब बोलना है, और कभी कभी आगे तो कभी कभी पीछे भी हटना होता है। तो ये दोनों चीजों को मैच्योरिटी के साथ आपको सही ढंग से सेट करना होता है, तब आपकी जीडी में आपका पार्टिसिपेशन और आपका इंप्रेशन सही जाता है। और देखिए मैं अब 10 C बताने वाला हूं आपको, बड़ी मजेदार चीज मैंने बनाई है आपके लिए, एंड यू विल लाइक दिस, यू मे रिमेंबर दिस, इजी टू रिमेंबर, GD made easy, you know, that is the topic probably in during SSB preparation. So what are the 10 C's? 10 C's of GD, 10 pointers. तो पहला हम ये सब C, इसके बाद भी हम 5 C और दिखाएंगे आपको। इन 10 C को आप याद रखो। तो ये हमारा जो अभी का जितना मैंने जो बातें की हैं मैंने, उनका एक छोटा सा कंक्लूसिव पॉइंटर्स मैं आपको देना चाहता हूं, वेरी वेरी क्विक मैनर। पहला C, कंटेंट, ज्ञान वर्सेस अवेयरनेस। कंटेंट तो है, टेक्निकल कंटेंट नहीं है। बहुत ज्यादा टेक्निकल आपने बोल दिया, बहुत ज्यादा आपने टेक्निकल बातें कर दी, बहुत ज्यादा डाटा, बहुत ज्यादा साइंटिफिक एस्पेक्ट्स डाल दिया। सी, आपकी ज्ञान चेक नहीं हो रही जीडी में, आपकी चेक हो रही है कुछ और बातें। जैसा कहते हैं हमें क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट चाहिए वहां पे। तो इसके साथ लिंक करेंगे आप ज्ञान वर्सेस अवेयरनेस। तो हमारे केडी डिफेंस ब्रिगेड में हम स्किल डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम करते हैं 10-15 घंटे का SSB प्रिपरेशन की एक्सरसाइजेस करने से पहले, और वो हमारा मेन थ्रस्ट होता है यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग का, जिसमें आपको हम नॉलेज टू अवेयरनेस K2A प्रोग्राम करते हैं। ये पहले भी वीडियो में आपको सारी डिटेल्स मिलेंगी। तो K2A प्रोग्राम जो है बेसिकली ये इसी को ठीक करता है कि आप जाके वहां पे अपनी नॉलेज तो नहीं एक्सप्रेस करने लग जाते हैं जीडी में, और लंबा टॉपिक लेंगे तो फिर 10 लोगों 15 लोगों को पार्टिसिपेट करना है 10-15 मिनट में, तो क्या पॉसिबल है? तो अगर आप रेडी होके जा रहे हैं, माइंडसेट सही करके जा रहे हैं, एनालाइज करके जा रहे हैं, अपने को प्रिपेयर करके जा रहे हैं, तो आप सिर्फ ये सोच के जा रहे हैं कि मुझे किसी तरह से अपनी बात वहां कह के अपने आप को दुरुस्त कर लेना है, तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए, ये गलत हो जाएगा, क्योंकि इससे हमारा वो पूरा हो जाएगा पूरा सिचुएशन। तो वो हमें नहीं करना है, हमें कंटेंट को अवेयरनेस में डालना है और क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट। देखिए आपकी नॉलेज मैटर नहीं करती, क्या मैटर करती है? आपकी अवेयरनेस मैटर करती है। अवेयरनेस का क्या मतलब? प्रैक्टिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ नॉलेज विच इज यूजेबल फॉर द लाइफ, दैट इज कॉल्ड लाइफ स्किल्स। सो द लाइफ स्किल्स की मॉडिफिकेशन आपको करनी होगी। आपको आपके नॉलेज को कन्वर्ट, एनडीए पास किया आपने, सीडीएस एपकेट किया आपने, एनसीसी सी सर्टिफिकेट लिया आपने, टेक्निकल एंट्री से जा रहे हो आप, आपके पास डोमेन नॉलेज है, और डोमेन नॉलेज को वहां पे जाके बहुत ज्यादा एक्सप्रेस नहीं करना है। अब आप कहोगे लैटिट्यूड 13.93 नॉर्थ एंड 3067.99 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर, ऐसे कोई टेबुलर डाटा देने लगोगे आप, उनको आपको कंज्यूमेबल बना के देना होता है। तो उसको हम कहते हैं इफेक्टिव इंटेलिजेंस, जिसको कहते हैं OLQ में भी। तो उसको हमें क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट्स, और क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट्स इसलिए भी कि आपकी व्यूज क्या बन रही हैं सब्जेक्ट पे। आप ग्रुप डिस्कशन का पर्पस यही है कि कुछ पॉइंट्स निकलना, हेल्दी पॉइंट्स विच कुड बी यूज्ड फॉर पर्पस, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, ऑपरेशन, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, ट्रेनिंग, व्हाटएवर, व्हिचएवर किस कारण से बुलाया गया जीडी पर्पस में आपको बताऊंगा मैं और भी आगे। तो अभी फिलहाल मैं उसको कट करके बताता हूं कि पर्पस बेस्ड ओपिनियन एंड व्यूज देना जरूरी है, बिकॉज यू आर गोइंग टू ज्वाइन ए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, यू आर गोइंग टू डू सम जॉब, देयर इज सम conference going on in which the discussion has been called for by director or commanding officer or the head of the institute, and they want your views. They don't want debate. As I told you earlier, now you can link it up. They don't want debate among you. They want some positive outputs from this half an hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes of discussions, because the boss wants to take something on his own file and get it approved for organizational benefits or achievement of the aim. That is a purpose. So more to it later. नेक्स्ट थर्ड इज कवरेज। आपकी मोनोटोनस जीडी नहीं होनी चाहिए। एक पॉइंट डाल दिया आपने, फिर उसी पे लगे हुए हैं, रिपीट कर रहे हैं, काट रहे हैं, काउंटर कर रहे हैं, वहीं लगे हुए हैं, वहीं रुक गया पूरा जीडी, और टॉपिक वैरायटी में नहीं जा रही है। करंट अफेयर्स हुआ, आपकी अपनी लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस को उसमें डवटेल कर देना, ऐसे इनपुट्स डालना, इंटरेस्टिंग बना देना, ताकि आपको आपका जो है जीटीओ का ध्यान आपकी तरफ जाए कि ये कुछ अलग है, इसके अंदर कुछ है जो मुझे चाहिए। तो कवरेज, अगर कंटेंट है और क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट्स है, तो थोड़ा अटक मत जाओ, आगे बढ़ो, मूव फॉरवर्ड एंड गेट इनटू सम variety. And now variety could be many things. We have over 30 type of varieties that you can put it in GD. We will talk about it as we get time. So, and remain confined to the purpose. क्या purpose है? As I told you, purpose of GD. So maintain the purpose of GD. It is not your selection which matters. It is what is the point which came out of the GD. Could you get something, or you just made it unnecessarily the 15 minutes of wastage and total, garbage which came out of the whole discussion. Nobody is interested in that. Some fruitful, positive, some good points which came out of this 15 minutes of discussions, out of which 3 points were yours, 2 were his, 3 were over. Everybody wanted to give and everybody could give. If one person gave all the points, then commanding officer could have already got this thing, himself. Probably he would have known all this point. He wanted some variety. So variety I have covered, and then purpose, if you maintain, then you will never go wrong. Okay. Now next point is about the correlation with the similar topics. SMART Act. Suppose you have a problem in the content and you are not able to speak. For them, this next point is correlate. Carry out some grouping of themes of the group discussion. Similar kind of topic, international one side, national one side, social one side, sports and adventure related one side, art and culture one side, some social problems, negative issues of the life, some scientific issues, some current affairs. They have a theme, they have certain words, they have certain, common English, common way to speak. You have to be smart, correlate with the similar topics, themes, and use of common points to participate in this discussion, which is maybe a little difficult for you, may not be known to you, and you are little underconfident, but if you use this SMART technique, you will be able to achieve the aim. Next, number 5, after number 5C, this is 6C. 6C is your conduct. 10 pointers, 10C of GD. 6C is conduct, group behavior. It is not an individual exercise. Group dynamics matters. So your conduct during group discussion, it should be very, very important. Now conduct is gestures, manners, laudability, your not using slangs, etc. Many things are there. These are known to you. These are available in Google. I am not going to repeat those. I am not here for that. But I want to remind these points that in a quick glance, if you maintain your conduct, you will not go wrong during the group discussion. And be considerate. 7th point. सर्वम हिताय सर्वम सुखाय. खुद जियो औरों को भी जीने दो. Let everybody participate. Be considerate. If everybody is selected, what is the problem? It is not your problem to select. It is your problem to maintain the purpose and flow with the environment. You are not here for self-centric approach. You are going to work in military environment, in a group, and you are going to lead the group. So the person who is leading the group must show the potentials of being considerate, and being considerate means your group. Are you considering others' view and letting them speak and sufficient space to everyone? So considerate means give space to everyone, and find your space with these SMART techniques which we have dealt with in last few minutes. And then of course this point of cooperation is very, very critical, very, very important, and most superimposing point above the if you see the other points before, this is maybe a superimposing point for many of the C that I have narrated here. Cooperation means a ability to go to SSB with a good heart, that I will get selected and I will cooperate so that others do not get hampered or they don't get suppressed. They have enough place to maneuver, and you also carry out a controlled maneuver. So when you do a controlled maneuver, knowing all the factors in mind, you will not waver from your task and purpose and mindset and the background insight knowledge, because you are ready and you have understood the group discussion requirement. The front part is good communicator, good organizer, good planner. The rear part is mindset. So with this 9 C's, you are in control, and that makes you a command mindset person who can really take charge of the group discussion without being overpowering people, without being evidently looking like a leader as if he was the only person. No, he was one of them. Others also gave their best, but he emerged as a command mindset person who have a balanced approach and who is purposeful in his maneuvers, who has a time constraint understanding, who has a purpose understanding, who is considerate, who is capable, as well as he has enough content in him. He can structure themselves and he can produce in a controlled maneuver by command mindset. So this 10C, if you remember, friends, you will be able to manage the group discussions much better in a much better situation. And you see some of the topics, I have put it on the screen here. GD topics, common topics, you can go through them. Unrest in countries around India, flexi timing or fixed timing, which is better for work. Individual brilliance certainly makes a difference. Is paperless office a reality or not? Advertisement cheat people, hence it should be banned. There are many topics like this. There are international topics, OPSPA, reasons for North military topics, cross-border terrorism, army personnel, use of technology in tri-services, Swachh Bharat campaign, problems of Dori, the social topics. These topics, if you start revising, so 50 to 100 topics if you look at it, and as I said, you group them in a different way, you will be able to carry out a structuring much better. Content non-availability also will be removed, and that barrier of language, etc., will go up. Swachh Bharat campaign, problem of Dori, Indo-US relationship. Recently, our Prime Minister visited France and USA, Qatar. The people from Qatar are here. There is a visit of the head of state from Qatar also. A lot of agreement is going on today as on 19th of February 2025. And Bangladesh issues, Indo neighboring country relations, etc. In SSB preparation, in Defense Brigade, KD Campus Defense Brigade, we prepare you from home, from SAP, self-awareness, to going outside house up to the national level, then international level, and in such a manner, in such a flow, as if you are swimming in the water and going from swimming pool to a lake, and lake to a river, and river to a ocean, and then you are covering the whole world without any difficulty, without any stress, maintaining your social, semester exams, your family issues. You learn in a long-term, slow-paced manner, and you develop temperament, you get conditioned into the originality of your self in such a manner, which is what is the standard requirement of the GD. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, the details of the KD Defense Brigade is shown here at Mukherjee Nagar, New Delhi. Contact number 9266869938, which is available to all of you. For the free career counseling, I am available. You can ring up this number and you can ask for the appointment. You can get 1 hour of appointment or 30 minutes of appointment online at home, and you can get counseled how to prepare for SSB, what are the lacunae, where you fall. We will also carry out personality assessment to you and advise you how you should prepare, which exam you should give at which time, so that you don't waste your time. Whether you're in 10th, 11th class or first year, second year, third year, you should target, invest early and move on for this KD Defense Brigade. Instagram and YouTube, you can search for it, you can get this, and you can watch this live on YouTube. It will be available to you later. You can pose your questions to me and we can answer you. That's all for the day. And anything you have to know about SSB preparation strategy and any technical details of psychological, GTO or interview techniques, we are here open to you for all purpose. Please find a time suitable for getting an appointment and work upon it. Wish you all the best. Keep doing well and succeed in your dreams. Bye bye. Take care. Jai Hind.